July 19th. This is Daily Cards Live, brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri and Munganess St. Louis Acura. I am Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. Rammer, the Cardinals are coming. Tra-la. 5 wins in a row. A 5-game winning streak. They are out of the cellar. They are chasing the Cubs, who they are going to pass this upcoming weekend, and they are about to be in third place in the NL Central.
Passing the Cubs and the Pirates has no relevancy to anything.
It does this year?
No.
Yeah. You just got to keep climbing one after the other other. Yeah.
You keep climbing, but we're past the Pirates, so who cares?
Okay, then you get past the Cubs. The book is about to be out on Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, I haven't seen a highlight from him since the All-Star break, so he's old news. I bring up the next prospect. Who we got? The A's are bringing up their top 2, so one of those guys will start setting records, I guess. I mean, Ellie De La. I mean, he's first half news now. We've already forgotten about him, and then the Brewers are going to brew, and the Cardinals will pass them. And much like 2011, game 162, they're going to get into first place and go on a nice little postseason run.
Well, okay.
Hey, but Cardinals today, they beat the Marlins, they sweep the series, and jumped all over Sandy Alcantara in the first inning. The reigning Cy Young Award winner, Cardinals just went after him and ended with the big blast coming.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Home run.
He's been up and down all year. His ERA was pushing 5 coming in. He said, "Gosh, how did he go from being the best in the league to one of the worst?" And it's the uneven way he's been pitching. Usually it's game to game, but I think today was an example. He wasn't ready to go, and the Cardinals ambushed him.
Yeah.
After the first inning, he settled down and was pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cardinals were prepared. Give credit to the much maligned preparation staff. You tip your cap. And the Cardinals were able to jump him and get it done. And then they got a couple of runs late in the game that were necessary to win. It was a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, the everybody except Dylan Carlson had a hit for the Cardinals in the lineup today. So 8 out of the 9 getting the job done in the game, and as we said, 4 in the first inning.
Yeah,
just you know what? This is what we have seen these past 4 or 5 games has been a Cardinal offense that I think we expected to see all season. And they've been a top offense this year. It's been the pitching that has struggled, but from top to bottom in that lineup, when guys are hitting, it's really dangerous. And I think that's exactly what we were expecting this lineup to be 1 through 8. I mean, 1 through 9, given who the catcher is, I guess, on a certain day.
I think that the Cardinal offense had one little stretch where they weren't getting much done, and the pitching was so bad, even when it was good in that stretch. That was part of that stretch where things just imploded. But over the course of the season, the numbers don't lie. The offense has been pretty good. One thing that bothered me, and I admit up front, the Cardinals have way more information than I do, and I respect that. But I think sometimes they can overanalyze, like Burleson and right and Nootbaar and left instead of the other way around. It almost cost them the game. A couple balls dropped in front of Burleson, and in my mind anyway, Nootbaar would have clearly made the plays, and it could have cost him the game. And, well, our analytics say that they're going to hit here and they're going to do that. Hey, it's been since the Redlegs started playing over 150 years ago. Your worst outfielder in left, your best outfielder in center, your best arm in right. Don't reinvent the game. Play it straight. Put guys where they should go and play the game. It would have been a 6-2 or 3 game had they just played it the way it should be played.
And I wonder if part of the opening alignment for that had to do with who was on the mound today, being Dakota Hudson, a guy that
Well, there's no
is going
doubt.
to get a lot of ground balls, and then as the game went on, changes weren't made like maybe they should have, or maybe talked about or murmured about in the pregame meetings. Maybe that's something that was overlooked as the game went on. But I do want to talk about Dakota Hudson because we saw him brought up by the Cardinals during that doubleheader against the Yankees back on June 1st, and that's or July 1st, and that's the first time we saw him. And he's been brought up and down since. He didn't have great numbers down in
not very good
this past year, and
not good.
I had even mentioned a few times with talking with Claves about it, and Claves pointed out he's the Memphis numbers aren't that great, and it's kind of one of those. You know what? Nothing else is working. Let's call him up and just see what there is before we decide what his future is going to be with the ball club. And he's been very good in very limited outings so far. Hasn't gone 4 innings yet, which you'd like to see if he's going to reemerge as a starter in this rotation. But so far, I mean, he has pitched, what do we have here? About 13 innings. And only allowed
4 or 5 earned runs.
Yeah, 4 earned runs so far in 13 innings on the year. So you can't ask for much more out of Dakota Hudson in his 5 appearances with the Cardinals this year. Yeah.
So, an ERA just over 3 and
2.77 actually.
2.77, just under 3. And I'm a Hudson fan. He had Tommy John, COVID, Tommy John coming back. Some guys come out of Tommy John and 8 months later, their elbow's stronger, they're throwing harder, and here we go, right back at it. Some guys take a little longer, and I think that's Dakota. Now, what was going on in Memphis? I really don't know, but I think he's been at least, even a skeptic would say, he's been okay. He's been pretty good. And for a pitching staff that most of the time has not been pretty good, I think it's whether he ends up in the rotation or a long man in the bullpen, I think he is a contributor.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, we've talked about it a few times this week. You need arms to get outs for the final 2.5 months of the season. If he can go out there and get you 9 to 12 outs a couple times a week, hey, those are outs that are going to get you through some of those games, because you're going to have games like today where you just kind of have to piece a few things together and find some sort of way to get 27 outs, however you want to do it.
And even if he doesn't get stretched out real far, you make it a semi bullpen game with him and Matz maybe, and then hopefully you have a lead and get to your good guys. Speaking of that, they didn't have Hicks available today, and the bullpen battled through and got outs and did a good job.
Yeah, they decided instead of Matz, they went with Zach Thompson today. I believe Matz is starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
on for the first game against the Cubs, first of 4 against the Cubs tomorrow night.
Wainwright will be back soon, and so that'll take one of those spots away. So I think whether he starts, whether Hudson starts, I think there's some options there for the Cardinals to get the 5th start, as they go through the rotation every 5 days.
We will be back with you tomorrow on the show with those bootlegging lineups for the first of 4 against the Cubs. By the way, it is still Burger Week. Bootlegging Tavern at 4501 Shoto in St. Louis at the end of the Grove. Today, it's day 3. Celebrate the Cardinals sweep with the Iceman Burger. House ground beef patty stuffed with cheese, chili crisp, and a sliced green apple topping the burger today. You can also get their double bootlegging burger for $8 all week long. It's St. Louis Burger Week. Try them all week long. Go to bootlegging, try theirs, and then visit a few other places too and compare what you had out at Bootlegging Tavern at 4501 Shoto Avenue there in the Grove.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
I'm actually, as we record this, we're live, but it'll be recorded. I'm heading that way.
Okay,
and they'll be open all through supper time.
They are, they are open tonight, all the way. They're open now, open until 10 o'clock tonight. So if you are heading that way, Rammer, you let me know. I will text Brenton, the owner there at Bootlegging, and I will let him know. All right, I'll let him know that Bob Ramsey is coming out there to try. Are you going to get the double or are you going to get the Iceman? Which one are you going to try out there?
I think it sounds so unique and it's the special. I should try the Iceman, don't you think?
Hey, you go with what you want out there. It's the sliced green apple. It scares me a little bit.
It's weird.
I would try it. I know. We were talking. Claves and I were talking about it the other day. I love a good Royale burger with the fried egg on top.
Oh
yeah. I love. It's a little messy, but I do love it, and that's some people shy away from that. So I'm all about the unique burger. Or have you ever been to the Triple X Diner in West Lafayette in Purdue?
No.
They have, I believe it's the Dwayne Purvis burger that has peanut butter on it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think it's either the Dwayne Purvis burger or it's the somebody Flowers burger, former Boilermaker that would be named. No, it was who would a former Purdue Boilermaker be that would that had the last name Flowers?
I'm not hip to my Boilermaker lore. Sorry.
But you were just Mr. College here with this.
No, it's just that I pay colleges so much money with 3 kids.
Okay.
That's the deal.
There's one there. It's at the Triple XXX diner, and it might be the Dwayne Purvis burger, or it might be somebody else. But I know they have it there where it's a burger that has peanut butter on the bottom. Yeah. I don't know if anybody in St. Louis is selling one of those this week for Burger Week. By the way, hey, you mentioned the Redlegs being around for 150 years of baseball. Did you see in Major League Baseball last night that we had history made for the first time in 125 years?
Yeah, I did see that.
12 teams scored 10 or more runs. That was the first time that has happened since I believe it was 1894. 1894.
That's correct. Yes.
I'm sorry, 1884. May 30th, 1884, that was the last time that 12 teams scored 10 runs or more in a single day. One shy of the record. That happened July 4th, 1894. Also, speaking of 1894, there were 4 or more by both teams. So both teams combined for 10 runs or more. That first time since 1894. So if you're part of the Overs Club and you were betting on some games yesterday, you did pretty well.
Yeah, you did very, very well. Yeah, fun at the old ballpark. But then there were also some games like yesterday that were like 2-1, a couple of low-scoring games. So, yeah, so long as it's not 12-11 every night for every team, I don't have a problem with it at all.
No, it's fun to go there and see a barn burner of a game. Absolutely. So Cardinals, they start a road trip. They are going to Chicago for 4 and then to Arizona. Thankfully, those games will be played indoors in Phoenix for next week before coming back to Busch Stadium for an extended homestand, 3-series homestand coming up next here in St. Louis.
And it'll take us up to the trade deadline.
It will.
Who will stay and who will go?
Well, the Cardinals will be back to 500 by then, so I imagine they will be buyers at the trade deadline for by August 1st. This has been another edition of Daily Cards Live, brought to you each and every day by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri.
Royal Banks of Missouri, of course, in our area for over 60 years. The metro area, including the east side in St. Charles and Northeast Missouri. It's where better service means better banking. Member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Rammer, enjoy that burger tonight. I can't wait to hear all about it. We will talk to you tomorrow right here on Daily Cards Live on ClavesOnline.com.
At St. Louis Acura, we have over 100 new Acura models and over 160 pre-owned models in stock or on the way in May. Get 4.9% financing for up to 60 months on 2023 Acura MDXs, TLXs, Integras, and RDX models. Or get a certified rate as low as 3.49% on certified TLX and MDX models. and you can earn up to $1,500 in loyalty incentives. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.